What's the worst pain you've experienced and what caused it? My left middle finger was bitten down to the bone by an octopus 10 years ago now. Severed 3-4 tendons. Think they missed one during surgery, an artery, and did 50% nerve damage. I have most use of it today, but I will never be able to straighten out fully the rest of my life. I had a gallstone blocking the bile duct. I've given birth without pain relief 3 times and I can honestly say the gallstone was the worst pain I have ever been in. Woke up during surgery. Luckily they weren't far in so they were able to put me back under and no real damage was done from me trying to make my escape from the table. I woke up when they were moving me so I was not strapped down. I remember being suddenly awake and screaming and it felt like my back was on fire. There were 3 people laying across me holding me down. When I woke up in recovery absolutely nothing they gave me helped with the pain and I spent like the next day just throbbing in pain and sobbing, it was so bad. I did have several 10-inch needles stuck in my spine pumping contrast into the discs when it happened so that is most likely why it hurt so friggin' bad, but why they decided to keep going. Like I said, no real damage, just a lot of pain because those needles were not meant to be in a moving person. My cousin had a very hard plastic sword. He was swinging it around like a ninja and swung it toward me extremely quickly. We yell. He didn't realize there was a plastic sheath on it, which flew off and absolutely obliterated my left nut. I fell to my knees, unable to move or breathe for about 20-30 seconds. When I finally could move, I crawled as fast as I could to the bathroom to throw up in the toilet. My god, that hurt. A stomach ulcer burst and blood escaped into my stomach and bowels. After few hours of surgery the cramps in my stomach made me yell out loud. It was uncontrollable for 2 days, like glass slicing me up internally. My stepson died of this. Happened in the middle of the night and his mother didn't take him to the ER. He went septic and died next day. God, so sorry. I was lucky my Apple Watch alerted my heart rate going crazy, took to hospital and sat for hours while they did tests, then suddenly started vomiting blood like John hurt an alien. I was sure I was dying. 20 minutes later I'm being gassed before being operated on, and by that stage I was so weak and afraid I just wanted to let go. Mental pain stays with me today. Awful news about your stepson. I was lucky and was in right place at right time or I'd be gone too, I'm sure of it. I had surgery to remove a bit of my brain where my seizures started. I woke up after 6-7 hours and I was so out of it. I just remembered a nurse asking me what she was holding in her hand, to see if I was with it or not. Nurse, holding a pen. What is this? Me. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Nurse, is this a pen or a coin? Me. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. They put me out again, and I woke up a few hours later just repeating again how much it hurt. It was a 10 on the scale and I just wasn't with it. Worst night ever for both me and my wife who had to witness it all. I got bit on my thumb by a bat when it was in my apartment. I was trying to catch it in a garbage sack to get it outside when it got me through the bag. The next morning in the ER, I needed to get the rabies vaccine. Turns out you want the injection of the vaccine to be around the point of potential infection. So I had to get 14 shots in my thumb. There was still some of the formula left in the vial, so they had to also give me a shot in each shoulder, each thigh and my butt. The thumb pain was probably the worst I've ever felt. It was Friday, the 14th of October, 2016. I woke up in a cold sweat and in terrible pain. My back to my belly button felt like I was being filleted from the inside with a knife made of pure lava. I went to the ER and the doctor on staff said, "Yep, you've got a kidney stone. Good news is that it's halfway down your ureter. Just drink plenty of water and pass it over the next few days." I was prescribed oxycodone and sent on my way. I was never someone that likes taking painkillers. They make me feel off. I was allowed to take one every 6 hours. As I drank over a gallon of water and took the medication, I felt worse and worse throughout the day. The medication did absolutely nothing. Not a thing for the pain. Late Friday night I couldn't take it anymore. I said to my wife, "Sweetie, I need you to take me to the hospital, please." She got our 6-month-old in his car seat. I crawled to the back seat of her car in such immense pain that I couldn't talk. Pure sweat running down my face. We arrive at the hospital. What I found out is that the evil Motherfucker doctor I saw in the ER before neglected to tell me at the time was that the stone was a 7.5mm boulder. There was absolutely no way that it would fit down the ureter and pass naturally. It was jammed tight in my ureter and didn't budge at all. The new ER doctor said, "Wait, you were sent home with that? You need surgery immediately." So here I am dosed with a painkiller cocktail of dilaudid and fentanyl via my IV and it is barely making a dent. The nurse came in to see me and said, "Oh, remember to keep breathing, okay? Your respiratory rate is extremely low and your blood O2 level is dipping." I said, "Oh, okay, remember to keep breathing. Got it." In the meantime my wife is saying, "What the F does that mean?" I was tripping balls at the time and didn't think anything of it. Fast forward 6 hours and I'm taken in for surgery. I was knocked out and then had the procedure. They stuck a laser up my dick hole and blasted the stone. However, they had to also send a steel claw up there to extract the pieces since they separated into shards that embedded into my ureter. I wake up to the doctor shaking a specimen vial with what sounded like broken glass. He showed me the 4mm stone and the rest of the debris. He said, "That was the worst one I've ever taken. How you were still conscious with a 7.5mm in your ureter is a mystery to me." The doctor said, "You'll have a stent in your ureter for a couple weeks while it heals. You may have an unpleasant sensation when you urinate." That was a massive understatement. If you've ever used a high pressure hose at a car wash, you'll notice that after you let go of the trigger the hose shakes for a moment because of the abrupt pressure drop. Image that same thing occurring between your bladder and kidney. Pissing was excruciating. The doctor had to repeatedly cancel and reschedule to have the stent removed because of his schedule. Fast forward 8 weeks later, the day to have this miserable stent has finally come. I lay down, spread eagle in the procedure room. The nurse injects a numbing agent up my piss hole. She warns, "It'll only make it numb from my penis to my bladder." I didn't think much of it at the time. I was under the impression that the whole process would be painless. The doctor comes in and says, "Let's get this show on the road. You might feel some slight pressure and discomfort." He jams a thick black tube up my dick while I look on in fascinated horror. "I feel it in my bladder," he says. "Okay, now for the bad part. I have to pull the stent out. I'll do it on the count of the 3. Try to relax. 1. Rip. That FER did it on 2. I now know what a lawnmower being started feels like. F kidney stones. My back surgeries. They had to do them while I was awake so they didn't burn the wrong nerves. It was extremely painful. It happened because I was in a hit and run accident. I managed to get a picture of the guy's car as he took off. License plate and all. No one took me seriously when I told them how much pain I was in. My car insurance company refused to pay for my treatment because they said there was no way I was as injured as I said I was. Even though I had multiple doctors saying otherwise. They based their decision solely on the damage or lack of damage to my SUV because a small car hit me. That was in April 2018. Here it is August 2021 and I've had 2 back surgeries. Physical therapy 3 different times. Chiropractic. Now I'm doing water therapy and I'm on high doses of pain pills and pain patches. My dog ripped my testicle stitches open. I have swollen blood vessels in my scrotum, both sides at the moment, and had surgery to suppress the pain. They go in, cut the nerve, then stitch me up. I'm recovering 3 hours later in bed when my pup jumps on to cuddle. For context, she's rather small and weighs just about 7 pounds. She curls up in a ball on my crotch with her head resting on my tummy. We fall asleep for a while until my sister comes home. My pup jumps off my body while using my groin as a jump pad. I screech an inhuman noise, cry for an hour, and pass out from the pain meds. That was the 4th of August and I had my second surgery the 29th of December. Second surgery went by much smoother and I have the last surgeries planned for next year. Broken hip, walked around on crutches, tried some stairs, slipped and stepped hard on the wrong foot. Actually I don't really remember the pain, but experienced a complete brain reboot. No vision, no hearing. Didn't even scream. When I came back the pain was just bearable, but still breathtaking. 2/10 would not break hip again. My son dying. There aren't words in any language that cover what it feels like when a parent loses a child. I've had broken bones, compound fracture, and a host of health problems. And no pain I've felt is as truly horrific as the moment he died and the sadness I've had since he did. I tuck it away deep inside and pretend sometimes it's not there. You have to. You are no use if you are crying uncontrollably, screaming at the sky asking why it was your child. That's the worst pain I think in the entire world.